quiet town of Millbrook, shadows linger longer than they should. Sarah Connor lived here, alone. Her world, a small apartment filled with books and flickering screens. Night after night, Sarah explored the darkest corners of the internet, searching for connection. One moonless evening, as rain pattered against her window, she stumbled upon a website that seemed to call out to her. The echo chamber, it whispered. Sarah hesitated, her cursor hovering over the link. A chill ran down her spine. She clicked. At first, the echo chamber was everything she had longed for. Posts that resonated with her deepest fears. Comments that understood her pain. Sarah felt seen. Days blurred into weeks. Her world shrank. The echo chamber became her only reality. Friends called, she didn't answer. Work piled up, ignored. All that mattered was the scroll. The likes. The echoes of her thoughts. Then, one fateful night, a message appeared. Sarah Connor, you've been chosen for the echo chamber's inner circle. Her heart raced. Her hand trembled. She clicked. Accept. Darkness engulfed her. Then, blinding light. Sarah found herself in a vast white space, surrounded by thousands, all staring at screens. Just like her. A voice from everywhere and nowhere spoke. Welcome, Sarah Connor, to the inner circle. Here, your thoughts will echo for eternity. Sarah tried to scream, but no sound came. Only the echo of her own thoughts. She saw fragments of her life, memories long buried, fears she had tried to forget. Each memory echoed through the vast space, a cacophony of sound and emotion. Sarah fought against the pull, desperate to maintain her sense of self. But as more memories flooded her mind, she felt herself drawn into their depths. Visions of her childhood home, laughter shared with friends, and moments of profound loneliness washed over her. And then she heard it, a familiar whisper. Sarah. It was her mother's voice, soft and soothing yet filled with sorrow. Mom. Sarah called out, but there was no reply. The white space began to shift around her, morphing into scenes from her life. The good, the bad, and everything in between. She saw herself standing at crossroads, faced with choices that shaped who she had become. Why are you showing me this? She cried out in frustration. You must confront your past, the voice echoed. It is the key to your future. As fear gripped her heart, Sarah realized that this journey was far from over. The echo chamber had awakened something deep within her, a truth she had long buried under layers of denial and distraction. With newfound determination, she took a step forward into the swirling memories, ready to face whatever awaited her in this haunting realm. Each image pulled at her heartstrings, a vivid tapestry of her life unfolding before her. She saw herself as a child, playing in the sun-drenched backyard of her family home, laughter ringing out like music. But then, the laughter faded, replaced by shadows creeping into the corners of her memory. In an instant, she was transported to a school hallway. The sound of lockers slamming shut echoed around her. Sarah felt the weight of loneliness pressing down. She remembered standing alone at lunch, watching as groups of friends shared stories and laughter, while she sat quietly, pushing food around on her plate. "Why didn't I reach out?" she whispered to herself. But there was no answer, only silence. The scene shifted again. Now she was in her first apartment after college. Excited yet terrified, she had dreamed of independence. But soon, that excitement waned, as the reality of bills and responsibilities set in. Her friends had moved on, starting families and careers, while Sarah felt stuck, adrift in a sea of uncertainty. "Is this all there is?" she thought, despair creeping in. Suddenly, the voice returned, smooth and chilling. "You see, Sarah, every choice you made led you here." The memories continued to swirl around her, each one a reminder of paths not taken, of dreams abandoned in the face of fear. "Face your regrets," the voice urged. "They are part of you, just as much as your joys." With each memory that flashed before her, Sarah felt a mix of anger and sadness. Anger at herself for letting moments slip away, and sadness for the connections she had lost. But amidst the turmoil, a flicker of determination ignited within her. She stepped forward into another memory. This time, it was a moment filled with warmth. Her mother's embrace after a long day. The smell of freshly baked cookies wafting through the air. "Mom." Sarah's heart ached with longing. "I miss you." "Your mother loved you," the voice echoed. "But you must learn to love yourself." As those words settled in, Sarah felt a shift within her. A realization that perhaps she had been too hard on herself. The memories continued to unfold, each one revealing layers of her identity, pieces that had been lost in the chaos of life. But then, darkness began to creep back in, a shadowy figure emerging from the depths of her mind. It loomed large, representing all her fears. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of being alone. "No!" Sarah shouted, taking a step back. "I won't let you control me anymore." The figure hesitated, momentarily faltering. Sarah took another step forward, fueled by newfound courage. "I am more than my fears," she declared. "I am not defined by my past." With those words, light began to break through the darkness, illuminating the shadowy figure until it shrank away, dissolving into nothingness before her eyes. Breathless but empowered, Sarah realized that confronting her past was only the beginning. The echo chamber had shown her what lay beneath. The pain, the joy, and everything in between. And now it was time to reclaim her narrative. As she stood amidst the remnants of her memories, Sarah felt a sense of clarity wash over her. She was ready to embrace who she truly was, with renewed strength coursing through her veins. Sarah prepared to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The vast white space shifted around her, the echoes of her memories still resonating in the air. But now, they felt different, lighter, almost freeing. "Remember, Sarah," the voice echoed softly. "You have the power to shape your own destiny." Taking a deep breath, she focused on the path before her. The shadows that once loomed large began to recede, replaced by a warm, inviting light that beckoned her forward. As she walked, the scenery transformed. The stark white space blossomed into vibrant colors, fields of wildflowers stretching as far as the eye could see. Each step felt like a rebirth, a shedding of old skin, a release from the chains of her past. But just as she began to feel truly free, a chilling realization struck her. The echo chamber is not just a place of reflection. It is also a prison for those who cannot let go. In that moment, Sarah understood. She had to make a choice. To stay and dwell in her memories forever, or to step into the unknown and embrace her future. With a deep breath, she made her decision. "I choose to move forward," she declared, her voice steady and resolute. As those words left her lips, the landscape around her erupted in light, colors swirling and merging into a breathtaking tapestry of possibility. With each heartbeat, she felt herself being pulled toward the light, a sensation both exhilarating and terrifying. As she approached the radiant glow, Sarah felt a warmth enveloping her, wrapping around her like an embrace from someone long missed. And then, she stepped through. In an instant, everything changed. She found herself back in her apartment, the familiar glow of her computer screen illuminating the room. But this time, it felt different. The shadows that once haunted her were gone. The air was lighter, filled with potential. Sarah took a deep breath, feeling a sense of clarity wash over her. She had faced her fears and emerged stronger, ready to reclaim her life from the grips of isolation. With newfound determination, she opened her laptop and began typing. No longer would she be a passive observer in her own life. Instead, she would share her story, not just with the echo chamber, but with the world outside. Her words would echo not in isolation, but in connection. As she wrote, Sarah felt a profound sense of purpose. Every keystroke was an affirmation, an echo of resilience, hope, and courage. In that moment, she realized life was not about avoiding pain or fear. It was about embracing every experience, the good, the bad, and everything in between. And so, in Millbrook, where shadows once lingered, a new light began to shine. Sarah Connor was no longer alone. She had found herself, and with that discovery came the promise of a brighter tomorrow. In Millbrook, a computer sits in an empty room, its screen still glowing, waiting for the next lonely soul to enter the echo chamber. But this time, the echo